4th of February 2023. In this news flash, I just want to talk a bit about crazy plans that those madmen in Washington has for Russia. Many of us have asked the question many times, what exactly do they aim to achieve in this Ukraine war? Now, if you look at this map, you will understand what craziness is in the air in Washington. What does America want in Ukraine? America just wants to weaken Russia as much as possible and to replace Putin with a new complacent Yeltsin, who will make it possible to resume the plundering of the resources of this rich and immense country interrupted at the end of the 90s. But there will be no Yeltsin. The 90s decade was for the Westerners a boon, allowing them to throw themselves on the still hot remains of the USSR, and for the Russians a nightmare. They will never be fooled again. And then there was this tweet, and the guy says, what does America want in Ukraine? America just wants to weaken Russia as much as possible and to replace Putin with a new complacent Yeltsin who will make it possible to resume the plundering of the resources of this rich and immense country. This has always been the case, Putin said, referring to the West's intention to disintegrate and subjugate Russia. And Ukraine was the key to the door to Russia. This key is broken. Bring another key. SOS. Blinken doesn't know what war is. His anti-Russia fury, his diplomatic setbacks abroad in the face of Russia that pursues its all-around diplomacy, lock him in a rabid dogmatism of which the Ukrainian people do and will bear the costs. This has always been the case, Putin said, referring to the West's intention to disintegrate and subjugate Russia. Think about this. Think. And if you're old enough, you will remember when the USSR went down, how the Western capital companies and conglomerates streamed into Russia and absolutely plundered the country. It was shocking. The people of Russia was forced into poverty like you cannot describe, and those Westerners didn't give a dime about that. All they were after were the resources, while the drunk Yeltsin was partying around in the West. But something to keep in mind, Putin accompanied Yeltsin many times, and Putin saw what was being done to Russia. Try and imagine what he saw. And think about that and understand why he is what he is today. Putin picked Russia up from the gutters and made it into the country that it is today. And as I've said in a previous Skidmark, I listened to some guys talking about Russia and the people of Russia, and the one guy said, the West sees Putin as the president of Russia, but the Russian people sees Putin as their leader. Now there's a big difference between being the president and being the leader. Show me one leader in the West, just one. Name him and put it in the commentary at the bottom here. There's a lot of presidents and prime ministers and things like that. But where is a leader? Somebody that the people will follow over the cliff if necessary. That is what Putin is to the Russians. And what is currently happening in Ukraine The West is going to get burned. If you listen to that absolute stupidity at the G20 meeting, the West, they are like children. Naughty, angry, frustrated children. There's no plan. They've got no idea of what to do. And the one stupid remark after the other, that one chick from the Baltics that reckons the West must give Ukraine nuclear weapons. What the hell is that? But if you look carefully, the Western leaders are in a panic. The problem is Germany has got the weakest leadership corps that you can imagine. America has got a senile old man that is totally disconnected from reality as a leader. The British, they have an installed WEF governor that Ursula von der Crazy is driven by Russophobia and pays no attention to the ramifications of the stupid decisions that she drives through the EU and the EC. The West is in deep trouble. I thank you for your support. Please give me a subscribe and a like. The like is important, and share this if you found it valuable. Thank you.